My name is Anna, and this is the story of how my best friend tried to become me. 3 years ago, my life was simple, but I loved it. I had a small apartment with warm yellow walls. I had a kind boyfriend named Noah. We had been together for 4 years. He brought me coffee on hard mornings. He kissed my forehead before work. I really thought he was my future. And then there was Lily. Lily was my best friend since we were 13. We shared school secrets, birthday cakes, cheap pizza, and dreams about the future. She knew my first crush. She knew my biggest fears. She even knew the name I wanted for my future daughter. That is how close we were. So when Lily called me one rainy night and cried, I did not ask questions. I just opened my door. "My relationship is over," she said, standing there with wet hair and red eyes. "Can I stay with you for a few days?" "Of course," I said. "You never need to ask." She hugged me hard. "You are the only person I can trust." Funny, right? At first, everything felt normal. I made soup for her, we watched old movies. Noah came over and tried to cheer her up. Lily laughed again. I felt happy to see that. But then small things started to change. Very small things. The kind of things you ignore because love makes you blind. One morning, I came out of my room and saw Lily wearing a sweater just like mine. "Oh," I said, "that looks exactly like my blue one." She smiled. "Because I bought the same one. You always have good taste." I laughed. That should have been nothing. A week later, she changed her hair. The same color as mine, the same soft waves. Then she started using the same perfume. Then the same lipstick. "You copy me too much," I joked one night. She looked at me in the mirror and smiled. "Maybe I just want to look strong like you." Her words sounded sweet, but her eyes felt strange. Still, I pushed the feeling away. Why would I be scared of my best friend? Then came the first crack. My company was about to choose one person for a big promotion. I worked for it for 2 years. Late nights, early mornings, no excuses. I wanted that job badly. The night before the final meeting, Lily sat next to me on the sofa. "You will get it," she said. "You are smarter than everyone there." I smiled. "I hope so." She leaned closer. "What is your laptop password again? Mine is acting crazy. I just need to send one email." "Still your birthday?" I asked. She laughed. "No, yours. I never forget it." I gave her my laptop. Why not? She was Lily. The next day, I walked into the office with hope in my chest. I walked out with tears in my eyes. My manager, Mrs. Carter, looked at me with cold surprise. "Anna, I did not expect this from you," she said. "Expect what?" She turned her screen toward me. There was an email sent from my account at 1:14 a.m. It was rude, angry, full of insults. It said I was tired of waiting, tired of stupid management, tired of being ignored. My hands went cold. "I did not write that," I whispered. Mrs. Carter crossed her arms. "It came from your account." "I swear I didn't send it." "But who believes a swear when there's proof on a screen?" I lost the promotion that morning. I sat in the bathroom at work and cried with both hands over my mouth so no one would hear me. Can you imagine that feeling? Working so hard, then watching your dream disappear because of a lie. When I got home, Lily opened the door before I even touched it. She looked worried. "What happened?" I broke down. "I lost it," I cried. "Someone sent a bad email from my account." She pulled me into a hug. "Oh my God, that's awful." She held me while I cried, and I thanked her. That night, Noah came over with flowers, but something felt off. He was quiet, too quiet. At dinner, he looked at me, then looked away. Finally, I asked, "What's wrong?" He pressed his lips together. "Anna, is there something you want to tell me?" My stomach dropped. "What do you mean?" He pulled out his phone. I saw screenshots, messages from my number to a man named Chris, flirty messages, late-night messages. One line said, "I wish I was with you, not him." My heart stopped. "Noah, that's fake." He looked hurt. "It came from your number." "I didn't send that." Lily sat very still at the table. Then she said in a small voice, "Maybe someone is trying to hurt Anna." Noah looked at her, then back at me. "I need time," he said. He stood up and left, just like that. One fake email, one fake message, and my life started to fall apart. But wait, it gets worse. 2 days later, I called the apartment building where I had applied for a beautiful one-bedroom place downtown. It had big windows, white walls, and a tiny balcony. It was my dream home. The woman on the phone sounded confused. "Anna, I thought you canceled." "No," I said, "I never canceled." "Yes, you did. We received your email. You said you found another place." I nearly dropped my phone. That wasn't me. There was silence. Then she said, "I'm sorry, the unit is gone." Gone. My promotion was gone. My relationship was breaking. My new home was gone. And I still didn't know why. That night, I heard Lily whispering in the kitchen. It was almost midnight. I walked quietly to the door and heard her laugh, a cold, soft laugh. Then she said, "She still has no idea." My body froze. I pushed the door open. "Lily, Anna, you scared me." "Who were you talking to?" She lifted her phone. "My cousin, she's dramatic." I stared at her. For 1 second, I wanted to ask more. For 1 second, I felt the truth standing right in front of me. But then she smiled that sweet smile again, and I let the moment go. Big mistake. A week later, Noah stopped answering my calls. Then I opened social media, and my chest almost exploded. There was Lily, standing in front of a huge window, holding a wine glass, smiling in my dream apartment. My dream apartment. I called her at once. She answered on the second ring. "Lily," I said, my voice shaking, "why are you in that apartment?" She was quiet for 1 beat. Then she said, "I was going to tell you."
"Tell me what?" "That I got it." I could not speak. She kept going, calm as ice. I needed a fresh start. "That was my apartment. You lost it." My knees felt weak. Then I asked the question I was most afraid of. "Is Noah there?" Silence. Then a man's voice in the background. "Lily, where do you want these glasses?" It was Noah. I felt like my whole body broke from the inside. "Anna," Lily said softly, "please don't make this ugly." "Ugly? Ugly? My best friend is in my apartment with my boyfriend, and you want to talk about ugly?" She took a slow breath. "Noah and I got close. It happened naturally." Naturally. That word burned me. "You lied to me," I said. "You don't own people," she replied. Then she hung up. I do not remember falling to the floor. I only remember the sound coming out of me, a broken sound, a sound I had never heard before. For days, I stayed in bed. I did not eat much. I did not answer messages. My face looked empty in the mirror. People started acting strange around me. Some friends stopped calling. One girl from work looked at me with pity. Then my friend Mia finally told me the truth. "I did not want to say this," she said, meeting me in a quiet cafe, "but Lily has been talking about you." My fingers tightened around my cup. "What did she say?" Mia looked uncomfortable. "She told people you were unstable. She said you drank too much. She said Noah left because you cheated first." I stared at her. The lies just kept growing. "Why are you telling me now?" Mia leaned forward. "Because I saw something strange that night at your place. The night before you lost a promotion. Lily was using your old tablet. I thought you knew." My old tablet. It was in the living room drawer. I had not used it in months. I went home fast. My hands shook as I charged it. When it turned on, I almost could not breathe. The tablet was still linked to my cloud account, and there they were. Sent emails, deleted messages, saved screenshots, drafts of fake texts, apartment emails, even pictures of my ID and personal files. Lily had used my own devices to become me. I kept scrolling. Then I found something worse, a voice recording. It was short. Maybe she recorded it by mistake. Maybe she forgot it would sync. I pressed play. Lily's voice filled the room. "He believes everything," she said, laughing quietly. "Anna is so easy to read. One push and she breaks. By next week, the job is mine to ruin, the apartment is mine to take, and Noah is already halfway there." Then another voice asked, "Why are you doing this?" Lily answered without shame, "Because I'm tired of living next to her light. For once, I want her life." I stopped the audio. I sat in silence. Then I played it again and again. Sadness turned into something else, something hot, something sharp. Anger. No, power. For the first time in weeks, I stood up straight. The next morning, I went to my company with the tablet, the audio, and every file I could save. Mrs. Carter listened in silence. Her face changed slowly. Then she called the IT team. By noon, they confirmed it. The email was sent from my old tablet, not from my work system. The fake messages were edited through an app installed that same week. The apartment emails came from the same synced device. It was all Lily. All of it. Mrs. Carter looked sick. "Anna, I am so sorry." I nodded, but my heart was already somewhere else. With Noah, with Lily, with the final piece. That evening, I got a message from Lily. "Noah and I are having a small engagement party on Friday. I think it's time we all move on. You should come for closure." Closure? I smiled for the first time in days. Not a happy smile, a dangerous one. Friday night came. I wore a black dress, simple, strong, clean. When I walked into that apartment, every memory hit me at once. The big window, the white walls, the balcony that should have been mine. Lily opened the door. For a second, shock flashed across her face. Then she smiled. "Anna," she said sweetly, "I'm glad you came." "So am I said. The room was full. Friends, neighbors, Noah's brother, even 2 people from my old office. Perfect. Noah walked over, nervous. "Anna," I looked at him, "you should listen tonight." Lily raised a glass and started speaking. "Thank you all for coming. Life is strange. Sometimes love comes from the most unexpected places. Sometimes you have to leave pain behind and choose peace." "Peace?" I laughed. A few people turned. Lily's smile tightened. "Did I say something funny?" I stepped forward. "Yes," I said. "You said peace." The room went silent. My heart was beating hard, but I did not shake. Not anymore. I lifted my phone and connected it to the speaker on the table. Lily's face changed color. "Anna, what are you doing?" I looked straight into her eyes, giving everyone the truth. I pressed play. Her voice filled the room. "He believes everything. Anna is so easy to read. One push and she breaks. By next week, the job is mine to ruin, the apartment is mine to take, and Noah is already halfway there." Then another voice asked, "Why are you doing this?" Lily answered without shame. "Because I'm tired of living next to her light. For once, I want her life." No one moved. No one breathed. Noah looks like he'd been slapped. One woman covered her mouth. Lily ran towards me. "Turn it off." I stepped back. "Why? Is that not your voice?" She looked around wildly. "It's edited. She's lying." Then I held up printed screenshots from the tablet, the fake texts, the sent emails, the apartment messages, the deleted drafts, one by one. Noah stared at Lily. "You told me Anna cheated." Lily's voice cracked. "I did it for us." "There was no us," he said. That line hit her hard. For the first time, her perfect mask broke. She screamed, "You all loved her more. Since school, since forever. I was always second. I was tired of being second." There it was, the truth behind the truth. Jealousy. Not love, not pain. Jealousy. She didn't want Noah. She didn't want the apartment. She didn't even want the job. She wanted to win. She wanted me to lose. Mrs. Carter, who would come after I invited her quietly, stepped forward. "Miss Lily, what you did is serious. Very serious." Noah looked sick. "You used me." Lily turned to him fast. "Noah, wait!" But he moved away from her. Then he looked at me. "Anna, I'm sorry. I should have trusted you." Maybe those words would have mattered before. Not now. I looked at him and said very calmly, "You trusted the easier lie." He had no answer. That was enough for me. I turned and walked to the door. Behind me, I heard chaos, voices, crying, angry questions, but I did not stop. I did not look back. 1 month later, my company gave me my position back with a higher salary. Mrs. Carter said I'd earned their trust, and this time they would earn mine too. 2 months later, I moved into a better apartment. Not the old one, a better one. More light, more space, more peace. Noah sent flowers twice. I sent them back. Lily tried to contact me from a new number. Her message said only 3 words: "I'm sorry." I deleted it. Because some sorry words come too late. People still ask me if I hate her. No, I don't. Hate is heavy, and I already carried enough. What do I feel now? Freedom. Because in the end, Lily did steal my old life, but she failed to steal the woman I became after the fire. And that woman, she's stronger than the girl who opened the door on that rainy night. She trusts slower, she sees clearer, and she never, ever lets betrayal be the end of her story. Only the beginning.